2 of day 2 and we're of the SBC Summit, and we are in the sports betting conference, and we're talking to a very busy DATA.BET. Tom, it's been a busy 12 months for DATA.BET.
Indeed.
Can you tell us what you guys have been up to and what's been going on in esports?
Yes, certainly. For DATA.BET, it's been a fantastic year. So this year has been a significant year of growth for us. We've done a lot of client acquisition, which has really demonstrated the strength of our products. But product innovation has been really key of what we've been trying to do this year. So we've been bringing in new products this year, been bringing in the Bet Builder product for all of our key esports and traditional sports. Player prop markets, which we developed earlier on in the year, have been central to that. Further to that, we've been developing our scoreboards, our widgets, match trackers, and it allows us basically to bring a much more refined product to the industry. Esports is still very much a niche in the whole sportsbook landscape.
Yeah.
However, going forward, it's becoming more and more mainstream. The clientele that we work with becoming more mature, they're getting more engaged, and we're developing those tools to match their expectations in terms of the sportsbook offering that they expect.
Now, DATA.BET as a technology group, you've got a high focus on customization and adding kind of a professional element to an experience kind of to the products that you bring out. Now, I want you to kind of talk about the Bet Builder and the prop markets and how they differ for an esports audience or an esports customer.
Definitely. So player props at DATA.BET was our first foray into personalization and what we can do to make the betting experience more suited to an esports customer. And there's a big difference there between the traditional sportsbook bet builder and what a player expects. So it's much more central to an esports bettor to have player props at the core offering of what they want to bet on. So integrating top class player props into a leading bet builder product was very important for us, and being able to deliver a high-end UX which places that in front of the customer so they're not searching for the products that they really want. We deliver through personalization aspects and through the innovation that we do a world-class product that allows us basically to bring the market to them in front of their eyes when they want it, as soon as they want it. Pre-event, in play, it's very important that that market's always in front of the clients at any given time.
And how, in esports, especially with what you guys do and the products that you're delivering, I mean, how important is it to understand that specific customer experience and that customer engagement at that point of viewing esports?
Yeah, well, esports customers tend to be very data-driven, and I think getting behind the data is really important to be able to understand what it is they want. They don't react the same way. Their allegiance to teams and their allegiance to players vary. They're much more social media driven. They're much more in the moment than you'll have with a loyal customer for a sportsbook team, a football team, etc. And I think it's very important that we develop products with that in mind. Also, it's a developing market still. So we have to think about what's the actual localization of the product in that particular area for our clients. So we work hard, we put a lot of effort into making sure that the product is suitable for the customer maturity levels that we're dealing with in those local territories. Legislation, etc. as well also plays a big part in that, what we can offer and the depth of product that we can offer.
And then the other component of esports is the games themselves.
Yes.
As the point of data collection. So tell me, how granular does DATA.BET get? And also its knowledge of the esports events, the esports schedule, the kind of cultural aspects of esports.
Yeah, we have to be ingrained. Esports is incredibly fast moving. And a classical sports event is the rules don't change, the method of the game being played never changes. Whereas with esports, the developers constantly change. They bring new maps, new characters, new mechanics into the games. So from a technical point of view, we always have to be on top of what's happening. We have to be ahead of the curve, talk to the developers, talk to the providers, and ensure that we're aware of what's happening. New games come out, new evolutions of games. So we have to make sure that our statistics are on board. We have to make sure that the offering we can give the customer matches their expectations, because they're not prepared to sacrifice on quality. They're not prepared to sacrifice on offer. And we can't just suddenly say we need time to refine our product. We have to be ahead of that all the time.
And I want to focus on your job, head of trading.
Yes.
And you carry the risk of the customer. So let's go there. I mean, risk management, how does it differ for esports to traditional sports? What are kind of the intricacies there? But also, what are kind of the blind spots for traditional bookmakers going on in pricing esports?
So pricing-wise, let's kind of start there. Everything we do at DATA.BET's in-house. We price everything manually, price everything in-house using our own tools. So that takes a lot of data, a lot of knowledge and understanding, excellent models we're constantly working to evolve to ensure that, again, we're as accurate as we can be with our pricing. It also allows us to get first mover advantage. We're often the very first company out pricing-wise. We have to be very confident about pricing. So we have expert traders who know the sports inside out. They follow everything, again, the social media, what's happening in all the tournaments. But unfortunately as well, the whole ecosphere of esports is constantly changing. There's new tournaments coming, tournaments going, different prizes, people's direction of teams are constantly being created. And that is a challenge in itself, to be able to develop something which works across every sphere. So the way that we look at that, we have to factor in things like integrity concerns, strict customer management. People in different territories, again, they're not always willing to take the risk that you would see in the World Cup final. You know, these kind of events, it's an unknown to a lot of traditional sportsbook companies. So they have to have confidence in our ability to deliver the product. But because we also do risk management, it's part of our expertise where we utilize the information coming from our traders, we utilize the information we get from the bets, from the industry itself, to actually bring that into a risk management system where we also utilize AI to help us develop an extremely resilient risk management system.
And then finally, moving back onto customization and what you guys are building, DATA.BET, you brought out a number of widgets this year, customized live scoreboards and your APIs. Take us through these products and why you have to have some form of kind of sophisticated engagement with the player and always be in front with your product with them, to them.
Exactly. I think one of the key things at DATA.BET, it's not just about being data-driven. You want to help the customer celebrate that win. I think that's really important, to make them feel part of what it is that you're doing. And the best way to do that is to give them as much as immersive engagement as possible. And to do that, what we like to do is develop things like the Bet Builder, which has some crossover from classical traditional sports. So there's some familiarity for those who are exploring esports for the first time, but also develop a product for the existing esports customer that allows them to get instant access to the data that they want to make an informed decision, that gives them the stats, the widgets. So we've developed a lot of widgets around match tracking, the new scoreboards, all the package that we deliver there. And again, a customer can come on, get engaged in a live game, instantly understand what's happening, the situation of the game, which can be difficult if you're not following something from the beginning. We allow the Bet Builder to come in and again deliver those markets and an all-in-one betting opportunity, in-game betting, which helps us again maximize the opportunities for a customer to place the bets that they want to place. You know, be as involved in the game as they can possibly be.
So Tom, looking forward, give us your outlook. How do you see the, betting and esports ecosystem evolving in the next 6 to 12 months?
I think for DATA.BET particularly, we're seeing a lot of growth and a lot more interest from around the world, industry-wise. Different markets are emerging, which is very strong indicators that, again, esports is becoming more prominent in the industry. But again, the customer maturity levels are rising significantly and therefore the expectations are there. So it's a bit of an arms race, as you would like to say, really, in terms of product, to maximize their engagement and customer engagement that suits all the different territories around the world. I think from our perspective, innovation is a big part of that, and we want to keep innovating. Personalization is a big part to play in evolving that experience and making it, again, feel like the customer is at the heart of the betting experience.
Okay, and then finally, in this race, as you mentioned, tell us, why should everyone keep an eye out for DATA.BET? Why are they a hot prospect in this sector?
I think we work hard on the small details. I think DATA.BET really look at all the small minor metrics to create a much wider, broader spectrum of product. So the focus isn't just on one area of we can compete in this. We compete everywhere across the board. So we maximize official data partnerships. We make sure that we have the most volume of games that are available. We work with streamers to ensure that there are no product gaps for a 24/7 betting solution. We also focus on ensuring that we have the highest quality odds. Our uptime is very high. So there's no factor where we feel like we're weak as an offering. And we always then continue to innovate and be ahead of, like I said, be ahead of the curve and really focus on how we can progress the industry as a whole and be a leader at that.
Tom, thanks for your insights. You sound like a very busy man.
Thank you very much.